This is the Fender California debut Redondo CE series acoustic guitar that I ordered from Amazon over Thanksgiving weekend when it was marked down from 146.99, which is what it is again now. It was marked down to $117, and this guitar is a Fender guitar, and it is Fender started making acoustic guitars. I think it was like 1962, and they made them until like 1967, and then they stopped making them. So we didn't have these. I grew up in California. This is the Redondo, and the very first place that I lived after I was born in Encino was Torrance. And the first beach that I went to most likely was Redondo Beach. I have photos of me on Redondo Beach, like 1967, when I was 6 months old or something like that. Anyway, this is a Fender Redondo CE California debut. And I researched it a little bit. We didn't have these when I was growing up. Like, I had guitars that were similar, and so this sounds like other guitars that I had growing up in California, but it's actually better. The action is lighter on whatever kind of guitar it was I used to have. I was thinking about buying a Washburn, because the Washburn package on Amazon was a little bit cheaper than this Fender package, or it's actually just the guitar by itself. But over Thanksgiving, this became actually less money than the Washburn, and so Washburn guitars we used to play, and some of my friends had Washburn 6-string guitars. I'm talking about like in the 80s and 90s in the San Francisco Bay Area. But I did not I did not have a Washburn. I had some other kind of 6-string guitar that this reminds me of, but this is way better. The action, everything was completely, I mean, I just got it straight out of the package, and I just tuned like the top string, and maybe like the fourth string was out of tune. Other than that, everything was perfectly in tune. And so I just started playing it. And in the 60s, like the mid 60s, 1965, the Fender company was sold to CBS, and so on CBS TV shows you see these guitars. They gave a Fender acoustic guitar to Buck Owens, and on YouTube now you can see his TV shows. He had I guess it was his TV show in Bakersfield. You know, it was long before he was the host on Hee Haw. It was like 1966 videos of Buck Owens on his TV show, and he plays one of these things for like every song practically, except for he takes a break from it, and he plays like I don't know, he's got like a Stratocaster as well. Fender gave him and the Buckaroos a bunch of Fender guitars, but Buck got one of these ones, although his was like a not the sunburst finish. He does have the Viking bridge though, which is pretty fantastic to have this now. And because Fender stopped making these guitars for such a long time, they reissued them. I don't know when. I read about it on their website, but they reissued them kind of recently. I think it was like in the 90s or something they started making these again. So it was like 30 years yeah, like 30 years they did not make any acoustic guitar, or they didn't make this kind anyway. I don't know what it was. Um, and so it seems like a new thing, or like you don't see musicians who were like raised on this guitar because they stopped making them in 1967. So you just see like major groups playing these guitars in the 60s, and then you don't see them playing them anymore. Of course, they continued to make Stratocasters and Telecasters, so you do see everybody playing those, but you don't see anybody playing the acoustics in the television music videos from the 60s. But they they gave free guitars to people, not just Buck Owens, but like Johnny Cash is playing one of these in the Ring of Fire TV version that's on YouTube, and also the Kinks for Sunny Afternoon and Death of a Clown. Both Ray and Dave Davies are playing. It looks like the same one actually, but in different videos. Like on Death of a Clown, Dave is playing one of these things, and in Sunny Afternoon, Ray's playing one of these. And it looks like the same one, but hard to say. It was like the beach guitar. I guess it was probably the least expensive Fender at that time, also, but the fact that it's normally like $146, it says, the fact that it's inexpensive doesn't in any way make it low quality. I mean, it's actually like just because Fender they really know how to make guitars in general, even if they didn't specialize in acoustics so much as the fact that they have the most popular electric guitar. They're known for making the Stratocaster and the Telecaster electric guitars, and other electric guitars, which are the number one guitar or were, or whatever. So yeah, was there any other thing that I learned about this guitar? Anyway, so it's I'd say, because I have a Martin backpacker, I made music videos with the backpacker, and I noticed that if I would play some song that was originally made with a Martin guitar, that those would be a lot more popular on YouTube than songs that I was just playing that were not related to that. So in this case, I'm adding new repertoire having to do with I guess kind of like hee-haw oriented, and also like surf instrumental oriented, from this is a Redondo guitar, and it's from the 60s, so it's definitely like a surf music, actual beach guitar. And so it seems like that's what you would want to play on it. Although I've been playing lots of things, and basically anything sounds good. It's set up a lot like a Telecaster. I actually had a Telecaster before, and I can play it like a Telecaster. It's an acoustic, but it's tuned all the same way, kind of, as a Telecaster or a Stratocaster. Anyway, it's fantastic. Oh, when Buck Owens got his free. Oh, Elvis also had one of these in Clam Bake. In the song Clam Bake, he doesn't really play it; he just holds it for a few seconds. But when Buck Owens got his free Fender acoustic guitar, he had I think his was smaller than this one. This is the Redondo, but they also made I think Newport and Malibu, and this is the Dreadnought size, but I think the Malibu was like the 3/4 size classical guitar. So Yeah, and the three in the series, and then so there was like a smaller. I think it's called the Newport. Not sure about that one though. Um, Three sizes, two sizes of steel string. This is the bigger of the steel string. And when Buck Owens got his free, whatever it was, Fender acoustic from Fender, they said that he had to return it within 7 years, and so he and the Buckaroos said no, and so then he kept it, but he didn't play it on Hee Haw. He was the host of Hee Haw for like 23 years. Hee Haw was the longest running like country music show. I don't know. It seems like everybody must know about it by now, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure that there was people that were playing these guitars on Hee Haw because Buck didn't want to give back his Fender to Fender after 7 years, so then he got I think it was his red, white, and blue guitar was from Gibson, and that's what he had on Hee Haw most of the time. And this is basically just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, I think that if you really looked, you would see, because it's got this distinctive Fender headstock, that you would see what these in many, many, many TV shows from the 60s. People would be playing these things. I just barely got started looking for them in music videos, but very distinctive looking acoustic guitar. Okay, that is all I can think of to say for now.